Greetings, beloved brothers and sisters. I wish to speak to you today about selfishness. There is much confusion about this word. From the time all of us are very young, we are told not to be selfish. We are admonished if we act selfishly. And we become conscious of perhaps a desire on our part to have more and more. And that runs into this admonition about not being selfish. Unfortunately, selfishness is quite misunderstood. If you start from the premise that you are separate from others and you are separate from everything you see, then you are functioning in what's called a zero-sum game, meaning the more you have, the less somebody else has. The more you give away, the less you have. And so if you hoard things for yourself, if you grab what you want for yourself, you are actually taking it from someone else because there's only so much to go around and we're living in a finite world. But you can imagine the conflict because all of the universe is about more and more and more. Creation goes on and on and on. There is no limit. The problem comes in when you don't address the very basic tenet of separateness. When you don't understand this, it just gives rise to selfishness and feeling guilty about being selfish, and then finding other people who are being selfish and making them wrong and trying to be more selfless and thinking better of yourself because you are selfless. And then it just doesn't take you where you want to go. And it's not in alignment with the way life is really set up. You will start to have breakthroughs when you have children or when you have pets, because you will start to experience that when your children eat well, you feel like you're eating well, and that you can actually take food off your plate and give it to them and feel good, having it not go in your stomach, but into theirs. What is that? It's because you've expanded your sense of self to include more than just your body. You now include your children as yourself. And so giving to them is like giving to you. And the same is true of your pets. You might feel no compunction about giving them excellent food or kind of care, even better than you might give yourself because you love them so much. But it is, in a way, like giving to yourself because you have expanded to include them as part of yourself. And that is the answer to selfishness. The real answer is to take your sense of self and let it expand and expand and expand, so that what you do is not based on this limited idea of more for me, less for you, or vice versa. You can even expand your sense of self to generations to come. Years ago, something that was done quite selflessly was also done selfishly. In New York City, as things became more and more crowded, the founding fathers of that city realized that they couldn't keep trying to drink water from the Hudson River. It was becoming more and more polluted. There were no sewage plants, so there was raw sewage in it. And they thought, what are we going to do? More and more people want to come to this city. How are we going to be able to have people drink water? And then they realized that far above in New York State, there was this beautiful reservoir called Spring Valley. And they said, let us build an aqueduct, a pipeline, so that the people of New York City will always have the best drinking water. And they did, at considerable expense, at considerable engineering that was required. And yet they accomplished something that helped people drink the purest water for years and years and generations to come, because of an act that you might think was quite selfless, but it was actually selfish, because they considered the people of New York their family. And of course, they wanted to take care of them. This is how it works. Let your sense of self rise and expand to include everyone and everything. That is you. So that when you do what you do for them, you're doing it for yourself. And when you do it for yourself, you're doing it for them too, by example. So don't go to either extreme, where you only take care of others but not yourself, or only take care of yourself but not others. There is no difference. You are others. They are you. Give selfishly and allow the abundance of the universe to benefit everyone. I love you very much, and I'll speak with you again soon.